Welcome back to Railbirds TV, everybody, and the 2024 Derby City Classic One Pocket Division. This is round 9, and I am your host, Scott Frost, aka The Freezer. As you see on your screen, we've got two special players. Both players have a loss, so somebody will go home. Justin Hall versus the great Roberto Gomez. I'll go over the rules real quick. They will lag for break, but in this case, it looked like they flipped for the break. It will be alternate break. Following that, each opponent has a designated pocket. The first to make any 8 balls wins that particular game. Any foul will cost you a ball. 3-foul rule is in effect. A couple fun facts for you here. Justin Hall is having a great week here at the Derby City Classic. He lost to Josh Filler in the finals of the Banks event. And let me tell you something, if you were able to witness that, Justin played absolutely amazing. And a lot of people say he was robbed of that title. But you can't take anything away from Filler. Also, as I said, both of these players have a loss. Justin Hall lost in round 5 to Brandon Schuff, and Roberto Gomez lost to a long time friend of mine, Darren Everett, out of Missouri, and he beat Gomez in round 5 as well. Shout out to my friend Darren Everett, big old country boy out of Missouri. I grew up playing with him, such a steady player, so misleading. But the minute you get on the table with him, you can see that his fundamentals and stroke are absolutely amazing. He's a great player and very capable of beating Gomez. So it looks like Gomez is set to break. He did win the flip. He will have the lower right-hand corner pocket. And I think it's loss of game if you have the phone on the table, but we'll let him slide. Well, this is fairly interesting. The spread is not a traditional one-pocket spread. Nothing really threatening Roberto's pocket. And you see the 9, 13, and 5 tied up low. I'll tell you what, the 3 is close to wired to Hall's pocket. Probably a fraction high. Oh, and if that gives you any idea of how Hall is playing, you've got to feel good to play that shot. He obviously hit it good, but I have a little concern about it. I think that Roberto can play the 5-13 combination with inside English towards his pocket on the lower right side and play the cue ball over to the left side of the table using the stack. But before he does that, he needs to finish this phone call. So let's pay attention and see what he's saying. I think he's calling Efren to see what he needs to do. I forgot to tell you, you can phone a friend one time per match here at the Derby City Classic. Just kidding. Yeah, so looking at this angle, and credit to Justin Hall, he made a great kick to the 15, but I feel like Roberto's going to be able to open this 13 up and go one rail. And if not, he can bank the 9 clean and come off the top of the 5 and 13. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. I'm a little surprised Justin didn't recognize that situation, but Roberto has caught the 3, which has kept the cue ball low enough for Justin to bank the 5 or the 7. I don't believe the 7 carries position, so I think he's got to cross the 5. Maybe go up into the 10 or the bottom of the 11. He's gambling pretty heavy here, but I think he's got to do it. We're playing on 4.5-inch pockets with new cloth. These are the wonderful Diamond Pro-Am tables. So he's kicking at the 13. That tells me he's concerned about the kiss. And he made that look incredibly easy. So an excellent shot. Again by Justin Hall. Back-to-back kicks. And he's laid the cue ball down nicely. Makes life difficult for Gomez to even come off the bottom of the 5 and get him behind the pile. And I'm sure his concern in doing that is leaving the 3. I like the shot. He's elected to go through the 4 cleanly. Leave him doubled and tripled up on the 9 and 5. Looking to go to the 15. Touchy shot. I would expect if he does that, he's considering bringing the cue ball low. Or into the back of the 11. It's not a terrible shot. Here is why. If Roberto elects to bank the 3, the cue ball is going to have to travel up a fraction. And he'll allow Justin Hall to see the 1, which is not necessarily losing your position, but Justin might do some damage if he can see all of the 1. Yeah, and this is why Roberto was conscious of that fact and instead put him long versus leaving him close, allowing him to go into the 1 full. Yeah, he's concerned about going forward on the 5. The 5 might kiss the 3 and leave a bank. And it did. I don't think Roberto will pass this up. It's pretty steep, but he can go heavily into the 9. And he might even gain position on the 7. And I think he might catch the bottom of the 7 if he uses a low right cue ball. He can twist this back. That's what he's going to do. Well, it better go in. I thought that cue ball might travel a little bit more, but can Hall make the 14? Looks to me like he can. What is he going to do with the cue ball? Using low inside here. Oh, he was flatter than I thought. What a hit. 1 rail straight into the pile, and he's off to the races. Playing for 7. It's a big match for Justin Hall. He's currently in the running for the master of the table. And it never fails, the commentary, is a jinx. Nicely played. Now he can elect to come clean over to the 11 and 2 or go into the 5. He's gone into the 5, but this has caused problems. He's elevated. You know, and I think I probably would have done the same thing, but you want to catch it with a little more pace. Ooh, this does look fun. He's got it down. He's got a shot on the 15, and he's playing for 4. Oh, and he's got it thick, very thick. Justin can cut this 9. He's really good at the chop shot. What I mean by that is he chops balls very well with a center cue ball. And if you were to shoot that 9, it looks very steep. But if you were to shoot that 9, he would shoot it with a center cue ball and let the cue ball do whatever it has to do. He's looking for a way to get to the 15. A little surprised. Maybe I can get a different view from the other side. I don't know if it looks to me like he can cut this 9, and it's a big reward. Well, I didn't know he could see the bottom of the 15. What a hit. Can we get a replay on that? What a beautiful hit that was. He had a little alley to the bottom of the 15, and he played it off of the point. And Roberto looking to play the 7 into the 2, I think. Let's take another look. He had a window there between the 12 and 10. He caught the 15 off the point, and look at the cue ball. Just butters up right onto the 8. The 2 hangs. What a beautiful hit that was. It looks like he had a tip of left on it. So Roberto Gomez needs 4, and Justin Hall playing for 6. And this would get it if he can knock this bank down. Wow. What a hit. Look at the momentum or the pace around the table that he has. He looks very, very confident this week. Like to get an angle where he could come one rail up into the 12, shooting the 15. And it's a little flat, so he might have to take his medicine. I don't think you flirt going up into those balls now. I would come around for the 9. That's what he's done. He might be able to come 2 rails tight into the 1 here with a lot of left spin, and that's what he's looking at. Just edge the 1. Or is he flirting with the corner pocket doing this? Now he's reaching as well. Ugh! Just wanted to catch the 1. These balls are in a position that definitely favor Gomez. He wanted to catch a piece of the 8 there. He didn't want to bring this ball all the way down, and Gomez is going to have a good look at the 2-railer on the purple and white. believe he's caught it a fraction long. And he has. High inside here, kill the cue ball. Oh, and he's caught a double kiss and gotten away with it, or no? Gomez going to get another swing. That ball did come out of there. Justin caught it a fraction thin. Was probably afraid of double kissing it, so just wanted to make sure he stayed clear of it, but didn't think about the 12 catching the jaws. I believe he's going to draw this back up table for the 1. Remember, he needs all 4. And he's come long again. Justin Hall will cut it this one in game number 1 to get the first W. And that's a good hit. Justin Hall will crack Roberto Gomez's break in game number 1. He's off to the races. Want to thank Bad Boys Billiard Productions for their partnership in this stream. Thank you guys so much for your participation and support. Justin Hall probably having one of the better tournaments he's had in a few years. He's worked pretty hard on his game as of late, and you can see it in his confidence. And he's known to have a really devastating break. This isn't totally devastating, but it's pretty good. He's got a lot of threats there. Roberto might be able to go full through the 6. But you don't want to come too far with the cue ball. Okay, that was well done, sending something up table. Oh, very clever shot as well. He knew the 3 was coming out. Played the cue ball with a center left, straight back over into the pile. I think Roberto's forced to chip off the top of the 4. He'd like to cover Hall up on the 3, but not leave him a bank on the 9. Now, I don't know that he got there. I don't think he did. Justin electing to put him right back where he was. Well, that's pretty good from where he was. Cut him off from the 8. Trying to put him back in the stack or just keep him low? Can Roberto kick to the top side of the 8? He's not doing that. Just going to bunt it to his side of the table, or close to it. Justin doing a good job of protecting the 5 and the 9. Looks to me like these might be going up table. He could bank at this 14, but the 3 is too risky to sell out. Boy, he looks like he's wanting to bank at this ball. Interesting. I think Gomez will shoot. We're playing on 4.5-inch pockets. I feel like he's got to shoot at this 3 ball and come down for the 11. He's such a straight shooter. He's not entertaining it whatsoever. Now he's taking a look. Yeah, I was a little surprised. Obviously, Justin felt like he'd get the 11 closer. Therefore, there's a lot of value to the shot. Roberto knocks this down. He can do some damage. Justin Hall applying the pressure. This is probably not the guy that you want having his back against the wall. Yeah, nice clean strike. He didn't get all the way down for the 11. He can bank it, but can he get position? I don't think so. Seems like he's too flat. And he just cinched it. Can he bank the 5 past the 2 and butter him up to the backside of the 9? Pretty conservative. I figured he might let his stroke out there a little bit and get that 5 down closer to where it's a threat. But real good with the cue ball. So a couple of interesting games so far. Justin Hall broke these balls, and he's trailing 2-0. Roberto broke last game and lost. So the break proving not to be too powerful yet, and he didn't get a rail there. So he's going to owe one. Not only that, he's left Roberto perfect on this 8. We're close to it. The 9 goes as well. Decelerated slightly on his final come through. Justin Hall was trying to get up there behind the 2. Is he looking to do the same thing here? Stick him to the 12. Just bank the 9 down. Decided to bunt it up to the top end. Justin looking at the 10-14 combination bank. No position out of it. He's going to chip off the back of the 10. Gomez leading this game, 3 balls to -1. It's a very minor lead in this format on these tables. Like the 14 to settle. I believe it goes still, but barely. do not know, but it looks like he came up in his final stroke. He's trying to get the cue ball up table, clearly. And the 4 does go. Like to rub the 13 here. Playing for 3. Getting the 10 out of the way of the 13 and 12. Playing for 2. Can he hold this with a low outside ball? It looks like he can. Playing for 1. And just like that, Roberto Gomez takes game number 2 on Justin Hall's break. I'd like to thank these stream sponsors: Hustling USA Clothing Company, JB Custom Cases, Jerry Olivier Custom Cues, and Lipman Lights. Last but not least, Locked and Loaded Custom Billiard Apparel. Thank you guys so much for your support. So 2 interesting games there. Neither one of them had devastating breaks or what you would call traditional solid one-pocket breaks. I do like where he's placing the cue ball. This is going to be better regardless because he's got a ball high and low. Not a lot opened up, but it could slow Hall down a little bit at least on the return. And that is not what he wanted. He was real quick to make the decision. He did get a kiss into the stack. Cue ball was frozen. It opened it up and the 13 come over. It felt like he was real quick to the shot. Do the 14 and 9 play? Do the 10 and 7 play? They all look close. But we know that he can wrap around and get to the 8, 1, and 11. A little flatter than he wanted, but I think he'll be fine. All right, he got a lot out of it. But he would have liked to have had this angle on the 11 unless something is wired, like the 7 or the 9. Well, he's held that nicely. If nothing is wired as far as combinations, then he'd like to clip the top of the 14. He's drawing over. That tells me that something is close. Playing for 4. Seven ball. A little surprised he shot it like that. I figured he might punch it with some speed and try and wiggle some things open. And I'm sure he would like to have that over. Does the 9 throw down? He's looking at cutting the 2 to the top of the 14 and twisting the 9 down. But here, it looks like the 9 is way high. I think Gomez said. A little here, I need these 3. So he was expecting, obviously, for the 10 to open up, but he said he's so stupid. I disagree. Roberto having a little fun. Acting like he was going to move the 14 just a fraction. Clearly not thrilled with his decision. He could have splashed the pack. I think he needs to be careful of the 3-5 combination to Justin Hall's pocket as well. Does look like it might be going a fraction low, but I think you can throw it upwards. Yeah, and from this angle, it looks really good. Basically, you would have to like shoot the 10 into the 3. Even though they're not frozen, that ball will still throw. Well, if he wanted to do something very containing, he could chip the 5 and bury him up underneath the 6 and 4. He could also feel like he could. I don't know if he can catch the top side of the 14. Well, he just said cue ball there, below the 6 and 4. I don't know what the holdup is here, but I guess that Justin might have stepped aside for a moment, so he's waiting for him to come back. And Roberto is talking about the shot and what to do. So the only thing really containing, in my opinion, is to chip the 5, and that's what he's going to do. But you really have to get him up there on the 6. So now, I wouldn't be surprised if Justin kicks to the 15, opens the 5 up to his side. The 15 will hold the cue ball right there in that area. And we are waiting on Justin's return. I think that you almost have to kick into the 15 here. Just don't catch the bottom side of it. Anywhere from the middle to the top side of the 15. Not too hard, because the 15, 12, 5 are all almost frozen. Yeah, well, he's caught the wrong ball. Now owes one. The value was there if you execute it. You better be careful here not to leave Justin Hall straight back. Well, Justin does have a straight back on the 3. There's nothing threatening Roberto's pocket, so I feel like he could have done a little better than that. Oh, it looks really good. It looks really good. Yes, sir. This man banks so well. He must be snookered on the 5 by just a fraction. I think the 14 does have him. Might not look like it on our screen, but believe me, he's already looked at it. This is a pretty good hit as well. One will come up. He's paid his bills. Roberto kicking to the 9. Do you kick it 2 rails or send the cue ball 2 rails, catching the middle to top side of the 9, sending it to your side? And that's what he tried to do. A little firm and a little thick on the 9. Here we are again. He's looking at cutting the 5, or maybe sending the 6, 4, or shooting the 6, sending the 4 towards his pocket. 5 is a little too steep. He'd like to do something aggressive here because he's trailing in the game. Oh, look at this. Wow. If we could get a replay of that, I'd like to see it. I am not exactly sure what he did, but I would definitely like to take another look. And I don't know if he got fortunate or not because of the 14-3-9, but let's take another look. Okay, he caught the 10 first and caromed the 2 back over to his side and drew the cue ball, pretty much putting every single ball in play. What a great play that was. He's got Gomez on his tippy toes. Problem with the 14-3-9 is that you've got to catch the top side of the 14 to really get the 9 near the hole. It's not worth it. Is he going to come forward on the 2 or just lay him behind the 10? And that'll do it for now. Wondering if there's ever a situation where the 14-3-9 would be good. But I know one thing, this cue ball is really good. And the 2 is even bankable for Justin Hall. He's great at the twist cross corner. So these balls are in serious play for Hall. Gomez might need to elevate on the 5 into the left edge of the 6, sending the 6 towards the 2 and the 5 over to his side as well. The only reason I say elevate, because if he goes forward, he's flirting with the scratch in the lower left. But this is all a result of that shot that Justin Hall played, which was very, very creative, very effective. And now he's definitely taking his time. He knows the severity of this situation. What do you do? Okay, he's looking to nudge. He didn't get a rail. The 5 did protect. Hall can come off the 14 if he wants. But is that good enough? Bringing the 14 over and leaving Gomez flat, or do you want to come over to this rail below the right middle? I think that's better. Interesting. I wonder if we can go back to that for a quick second. I'd like to go back and take a look at that situation. Yeah, so for me, obviously he can hit the 14 full. I'm wondering if he could have pocketed that ball in the right middle and just played the cue ball. And he can see it full, even if he can't pocket it, he can see it full. Just play that cue ball down here, just below the side, to where you're banking the 14 up to the right long rail, but now you've got Gomez cut off on the 6, on the 5. It really kind of put him in a spot. I understand bringing the cue ball up table, and I don't mind going ahead now, but I don't know if this is 100% the right shot. I was just looking at another scenario. He's done well as far as getting the 14 over, but I feel like he could lose his position in this situation. So you've got to wonder if he overlooked a possibility. Well, he knew exactly what he was doing. Gomez looked to two-rail the 5 out and could. Shot it right into the point. So Justin Hall knew all along. Playing for 8. The only thing I see wrong here is that he is going to crash into the balls. He's got to get a shot, though, after putting this down. Well, that is cold-blooded right there. And that was the only problem I saw, and it always seems to happen when you're going through the balls. If you catch one of them just right or too thin, it swings that cue ball around 2 to 3 rails up table to the wrong side. And that's what's happened. Pretty cold-blooded that was. So Justin Hall will go back again into the negative. Roberto Gomez looking for the nearest casino. And it's just outside this room. Is he not going to shoot the 9 and go into the 10? If he shoots the 9 and goes cleanly into the 10, he can come away with a shot on the 4. Is he looking to go into the 14 and bury him behind the 6? Trying to see what he is thinking here. Hit 14-9 and bury him on the 6. Interesting. Justin looking to kick 2 rails behind the 9. That needs to settle, but I think it'll be all right. Yeah, it's a little firm and a little too thin on the wrong side. Think you come to the 4 here, or do you come up? Depends on how much he can get of it. Might have to come up. Using the bridge, I don't know if either is that easy. Yeah, he's coming to the 4. He's gotten a lot out of it, so he'll be good. He's playing for 3. don't know if he's too steep to draw into the 12 or catch a piece of it. I think he is. If that's the case, he might have to swing 2 rails to the top right long rail, to the top rail, and out to the middle just to get to the 14. Well, he tried to go into the top side of the 14. And decelerated, went right into the bottom of it, or right into the middle of it. He does have a shot on the 3, but it's not free. And I don't know if he has position if he makes it, unless he draws the cue ball to the 14. Kicking to the 11. Yeah, pretty well done from there. Pretty well done. Can Justin come off the 2? Put him up there in that patch of the 10, 15, 12, 5. Like to just glue him right in there between the 15 and 5. He's worried about tying the 2 and 6 up. Is he kicking at the 6? Well, look at this shot. Oh, and he got the jelly rub on the 11. Can he get position on the 11 following this shot? What a kick that was. Boy, he got as good a rub as he could get on the 11 as well. He wouldn't have had near as nice a combo as he does now. Position is key. And the problem is the 11's going to go away. Let's take another look at this. He hits this with speed, right? And I could tell he was keying up to hit it with speed. Catches the rail first, I believe. Yeah, he caught the rail first, got a nice rub on the 11. And he's played the combination and got position on the 11, so that's good, but the only issue is he's jacked up. Oh, wow, look at this hit. What a great hit that was, and Justin Hall is back in the game. Does he come back for the 10 or try and crash into the 12-5? Oh. The spot rocked the cue ball free of the 5. And you got to be careful here. If you do try to draw past the 10 to the lower right rail, or can you hold it? Catch the top of the 10 here. Well, that's worst case scenario for Justin Hall, unless he can get this out. And I don't think you can. Valiant effort by Hall. Gomez says the 5-3 is dead straight. He will not take a whiff at this, I don't believe. Well, he looks like he's going to shoot it. Boy, a lot could go wrong if you catch the wrong side of this ball. Just like so. Justin Hall might try to cross this 3, go up into the 5, and win the game. I am very surprised, needing 1 that Roberto took a swing at that ball only because it was so high up. The cue ball was so low. It's really tough to judge the perfect aim point on that first ball. And even though they're wired, you can throw that object ball up or down. Big shot coming up for Hall. Oh, he's got it too thin. Boy, he hit it clean as well. Just too thin, and he's not thrilled about it, and I can't blame him. Now, can Roberto play the 12 into the stripe on the spot towards his hole and swing the cue ball around 2 rails to the top left corner? Or is that asking too much? He wants to do it. His only concern is catching the 12 a little thin. It might go up towards the left middle pocket, or at least in that direction. So he'd have to catch the ball on the spot full. Low left-hand English. You're going to swing the cue ball 2 rails tight out of the lower right corner up to the top left corner. Just giving it some thought. Can he go forward on the 11? Doesn't really want to flirt with the 3. You could leave Justin some type of bank. And I believe this is the shot. I think this is really the safest shot. The 5 is working for Gomez. It's kind of out of play. Can you kick to the 3? I wonder if you can soft kick to the 3. To the left long rail. Yeah, it's pretty steep. All right, let's take a look at this from the other angle. So he's looking to play the 12 into the 11. Swing the cue ball around 2 rails to the top left end. Well, he shot it with a high cue ball. I didn't know how he could avoid the kiss doing that. He's kind of gotten away with it. Justin doesn't want to cut the 3. 2 rail kick behind it. Interesting. Oh, no. Roberto really looking to cinch his man down. Just 2 rail the 3 out. So there, I think there was more value to freezing the cue ball on the rail than there was to get the 3 up there a little further. So now Justin can easily come off of the 11. Cross this 12 over or play it 2 rails. Keeping the pressure on Hall. That was all object ball. Justin would like to get to this bottom rail here. And a little weak. A little weak with the cue ball. Gomez playing for one. Looking at the straight back. Oh, and he's caught it really full, and that ball straightened out something fierce. Looked like he put a little left on it, and it's still backed up. And that's the 4.5-inch pockets. They will rear their ugly heads at times. He's caught the point. Very tough strike as well, though. Trying to stun that cue ball forward a few inches. Takes a special stroke. Gomez has gone into some type of I don't want to shoot at my hole mode. And he's left across corner, and I believe the cue ball's tracking to the right edge of the 12. Unless I'm looking at this angle wrong, and Justin's passing this up. Wow. Little surprised at that decision. Something he obviously didn't like about it.
He just bring me, sorry, he just bring me the looks like it's a work.
Looking at the 3. He can also go to the 5, but he thinks he can hold the 3. It came off hot last time. Let's see if it reacts correctly. All right, now going to the 5.
Come on, let's go.
Well, he hit it real clean. He said, come on, let's go. Okay, let's go. Roberto Gomez takes game number 3, leads 2 games to 1. Thank you so much to these event sponsors. Without you guys, this event wouldn't be possible. Diamond Billiard Products, Ian Simonis and Simonis Cloth, Aramith Billiard Balls, Outsville, AccuRack, AccuStats Video Productions, and last but not least, Masters Billiard Chalk. Thank you guys so much for putting the event on. Justin Hall, quickly up to break, and this is a must-win game for him to stay alive in the one pocket. As I mentioned earlier on in the match, Brandon Schuff also playing really well this week. Great to see him back. He defeated Justin Hall in round 5. And look at this. Roberto has overrun the cue ball, kicked to the top side of the 12, and Justin's got an opportunity. Where do you go from here? 14 does play. Come into the 10 heavy here. The 11 will definitely open. The 8 will open. That is not the result he was looking for. So 3 for Hall. Do you take a chance and cross the 2 into the 13? Yeah, pretty good effort. 1 and 7, kind of funky on Justin's side. But I believe the 6 covers the 13 bank up. So some work to do for Gomez. And he's going to look at it for a little bit. Come off the 10, but where do you go? I think he's got to go through the 13. The only reason I'm saying that is because if he kicks at the 6, he could leave the 13. If he comes off the 10, he could leave the 6. Both of those balls I'm talking about leaving across corner. There's nothing wrong, I don't feel like, just going through the 13 and bringing the cue ball down to the right side of the middle diamond. So you're going to stick him on top of the stack right here. Oof. You do not want to run into the 2 like that. I don't know that it goes, but Hall has some pretty good cue ball to get to if he wants to play the 2-6 combination. It's definitely off angle, but he's close to the 2. It looks to me like he can get to enough of the cue ball cleanly to play it if he wants. So he's looking to play it with a low outside and come up above the 7, looking to see what he would leave Gomez if he were to miss. I feel like he's got to back cut the 2 a little bit. So it's pretty thin, thinner than it looks. He's got to spin it with left English. And he's overcut it. He's left Roberto a 1-3 combination, but it's not easy. And I don't know that it's even realistic to shoot that shot. You can also cut at the 11. But I think he's going into the 6 if he does that. Can he come back over if he shoots this 1 and 3 using a high cue ball? Meaning come across or above the 15. And he's got it down, and he has come across and above the 15. And the 11 does play. Now he can draw back for the 2. He'd like to stay off the rail here. Might be able to get to the short side of the 6. And if he does that, heavy favorite to win the game. Stay off the rail. So now things a little bit more difficult. He's going to have to elevate if he wants to stay on the short side of the 6. Does the 9 pass the 13? Yeah, so he's looking at the angle. The 9 does not pass the 13. playing to rub the 6 here. Well, he's rubbed it. Caught it way too thick. Could play a 4-13 combination. All depends on if the 1 goes in Justin's pocket and you're also going to lose your cue ball. Do you kick bank the 7? Tony Chohan, one of the best ever at that shot. Rail first into the 7 with low cue ball. Kind of like a kick and stick. Saying he's got a chance to scratch if he plays this combination. Well, he did just look at the rail to kick and stick the 7. I like this decision as well. Stuck him right to the 6 ball. Glued him up pretty good here. To the point where Hall can't come low. Going high is a problem. Wow, that top rail is bouncing. Is he considering banking the 10 with a bridge? Boy, I feel like this is dangerous. Where's your cue ball going? Well, if Justin Hall wanted to gamble, he can win the game. If he wants to shoot the 7 and come over below the 10. He's got to hit it clean, obviously. He could just bunt the 13 up. But I can't fault him for shooting this. If he hits it good, he can definitely win the game. Well, he's come with the shot and hit it good. I was surprised that Gomez banked at that 10, especially with the bridge. He couldn't really hit it much harder because if he does, he leaves the 7 even easier. Now Justin Hall needs to rub the 9 here. If not, just come up for the 1. He's hung the 13 up, splitting his focus on going into the 9. Well, he might bank it to 4 here as well. And he's hit it well. Nice control, playing for 2. You can come over to the short side of the 9 if you'd like. Whatever you do, be sure of it. Commit to the shot. Everything is laying great for Gomez. Okay, he said, I'm going to bank to win this game. Wow. Oh, that's not bad. Gomez might be forced to shoot the 9. As a matter of fact, I think he's supposed to shoot the 9 versus flirt with the 10. The 9 carries position on the 6-8-15. Get these balls down, then follow the 10 in, or try to rip it from up table. But this angle isn't the right one. So make this 9. It seems to me like Roberto gets in these modes where he's really overthinking things at times. And I'm not picking on him. It just seems to me like he gets in those modes when he's fluid and sees things quickly. He doesn't talk himself out of problems. But here, with these pockets, I'm not saying the 10 isn't removable from where he's at, but what I am saying is I think he's a better favorite to make the 9. And why not? Take your chances, sir. If you make the 9, you get these other 3, and then worry about the 10. His phone a friend option has been used. And he has removed the 10. What a crazy hit. But look at this. The cue ball takes off the top rail and gets to the short side position that Justin Hall so dearly needed. Looks like he's caught it fat. It looked to me like he had a little body movement or turned his shoulder in right at the last moment. That's a big miss there. Wow. I'm so surprised at how quick he shot that. That ball seemed like it was out much further than the last one. So I am a bit confused. Why is Justin not cutting the 9? He needs 1. These are big pockets. Okay. I think the 9 is the shot. Wow. So the mental side of this game is obviously all too important. Roberto has to be thrilled that he's still here. Looking to cut the 8 and go into the back of these balls. Is he looking to cross the 9 using the 15 and draw up for the 8? Oh, and he's overcut it by some margin. Justin Hall will win game number 4 in a concession by Gomez. And we are going to the final game. Both players have a loss. Somebody must go home. While you're at it, guys, do us a favor and like and subscribe. Railbirds TV on YouTube, bringing you all the latest action. Hit that notification bell. Thank you so very much. So obviously a big break for Gomez here. Needs to lay it down well. Looks like a lot of body movement there. I think he's done okay. The 1 is obviously a big threat. Can Hall go through the 10 and put him on the back side of the 1? I don't know. The 4 is a problem for Hall. He doesn't like it. What I was talking about is, can he 2-rail the 10 out, obviously below and then above the 1 with the 10, and just roll the cue ball. 1, 2 rails kind of behind the 1, maybe just above the point. Just above the point on the right-hand side. Obviously, if any part of the angle is off in that shot, it doesn't lay right. That must be one of the issues. Can he kick between the 4 and 10 into the 1? He's worried about the 3 if that's the case. And what I mean is kick to the top side of the 1, sending it over towards your side. Yeah. Tricky position. I feel like he's got to go through the 10 here. But we're not at the table. Therefore, I don't know exactly what type of angle he has. He could, if he hated it this much, kick 3 rails like he's kicking behind the 1. Kick 3 rails short. And if you miss the 1 altogether, at least you come below the 1 and 10 to where you don't leave anything easy as far as a bank, if your speed is right. Kicking 1 rail between the 1 and 3 seems to me like it's a little bit more difficult. Okay, that's the shot I was talking about. He's hit it pretty good, especially if he gets the rotation out of the cue ball. But he was worried about the 3. What does the 6, 2, 14 look like? Or the 2 and 14 from the bottom side? Can Roberto shoot the 3 and get over there? I think he's going to come down over the 10. He can bridge this cue quite well as well, get to the cue ball as nice as he'd like. Really, really taking his time. Looks to me like he wants to punch this over. Wow. And he jumped up on that as well. It seemed like he was scared of it the whole time. We are in round 9. In their defense, fatigue is real. The Banks tournament is grueling. You're playing all day, every day here at the Derby City. I'd like to put him down there in that catcher's mitt. He didn't get the spin on it that he needed. Wanted to get him into the 9. Boy, Gomez could do some damage here if he can bank the 1 into the 6 or even into the 2-6 and send the cue ball up to the top left corner. He might make the 14, but he's going to get a lot going his way. I think you're best off to just catch the 6 full with the 1. Just like so. Yeah. He says that's what he's that's what he gets. Take another look. Playing the 1 full into the 6. The 11 and 14 going. It's a race. The 14 wins. It does go. Makes a great hit. So if he's looking at the 8-1 combination, tells me he's going to play the cue ball. Can he play the cue ball between the 2 and 4? I feel like he's got to manipulate it some way, somehow. Meaning put English on it. I don't think it's naturally going to go between the 2 and 4. Looking at the 8-1. Going to draw his cue ball. Oh, what a good hit that was. And still didn't get a shot again, he said, but listen, you made a great shot. You had good cover if you didn't make it, and your cue ball was perfect. What is he doing here? It's my first thought is just to rub the 2, but notice the purple 4. Wow, I'd like to take another look at that if we get the opportunity. Did he play the 2 rail first? Let's take another look. Wow, the 2 rail first full into the 11. What little he could hit the 11. Now he played the combination. Somewhere out in the center of the table for the 7 is okay. What a shot he made on the 2. Yeah, that's where he pointed his cue. So out in the center of the table for the 7 next. Oh, he's hit that really hard. Body language tells me he can make it. I thought he might have gone too far. Oh, now he is perfect. And he is playing for 2. And to advance into round 10. I'd like to get around the 4 here. Doesn't want to run into the back of it. Nice soft draw over the left rail. Well, and he did run into it, but he's come away with a bank, and I think you've got to fully commit here to making the bank and winning this match. Roberto Gomez playing for 1. Oh, and he's double kissed it. Gomez, there is life. Does Justin Hall have it in him to grind back? I don't see a big future in cutting the 6. I think you've got to remove the 4 here. I mean, if you do shoot at the 6, the only thing that goes in your pocket is the 5. Can you shoot at the 5? Come behind the 4. I'd be better off, or you might be better off, cutting at the 5. And he's caught it fat. He's gone in the drink. Along with it, Roberto Gomez is going to win this match, I believe. And a big match it was for Justin Hall after his second place finish in the banks. Would have liked to have made it a few more rounds, fighting for the Master of the Table award. That's going to do it. Roberto Gomez moves on. Congratulations to him. Justin Hall is eliminated. I am your host, Scott Frost. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Until next time, have a good night.